to the Daycare Chronicles 101 podcast, and this is our episode with the Providers Lounge. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
I have Katrina, baby on wheels. I have Zakia, color me happy. I have Inez here, childcare boss one. Y'all better come on, clap it up. Hey, ladies. I'm so happy to have y'all here. This week's episode is about the evolution of childcare and the challenges that we face. Enrollment, safety, the safe sleep. I want to talk about safe sleep. We got to talk about that because that's a really big thing. And it's so dear to my heart, being a family childcare provider who absolutely had a provider in my city who lost her license because of this. So this is very, very serious. We're going to talk about staffing, regulations, and paperwork and finances. That's what this whole episode is going to be about. So it's a lot to unpack. It's critical conversations, and I couldn't be doing it with anybody else other than y'all. Okay. The first question that I want to ask everybody is, what do you feel is most expected from us as providers today than from back in the day? And for me, I feel like parents expect us to be miracle workers. We do everything. Whereas back in the day, it clearly was just like babysitting. You go to Big Mama house, you go to Auntie house on the corner, and you were fed, you were well taken care of, you got to play outside. And that was pretty much like the gist of it, Now, we got to do curriculum, and some parents don't understand that play is learning. I could go on forever. So, Katrina?
Yeah, what you're saying, I totally agree with that. Play, we do have to do curriculum.
Yeah.
Potty training.
Yes.
Everybody's taking initiative on potty training.
Yeah, especially now.
Right. It's just, I can go on and on. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
So,
Zakia?
Yes, I'm in agreement. And I think one thing that does stand out to me is, like you stated, the amount of work, but which was big for me was etiquette and like manners. I think I see a lot of parents like, this is my baby, this is my child, and they don't, however they are at home, it's okay because that's a safe place. And they're not building those skills, and then they just send us to us. And, we're getting wild children that we have to somewhat fit into a setting that they're not being prepared for at home.
Agreed. And I know that's a big thing with you, that etiquette. I know we've had that conversation. Inez?
Yeah, I'm going to say pretty much the same thing. It has definitely drastically changed from us being only looked upon as babysitters or just caregivers that are convenient in the neighborhood. So I look at it as providers have, gained that respect, or they're upping, the ante on that respect part, because we are educated and we do have to follow a strict, protocol and regulations. And the parents don't always understand that. But I think that we have began to get that respect from them, because now parents are having more expectations from their providers when it comes to caring for their child. So they're looking forward to those reports, those daily reports. They're looking forward to those assessments, throughout the year. And we've just kind of closed that barrier with the community. So it has definitely made, it change. But we aren't babysitters, and they're finally understanding that now. So, but they do still expect a lot from us that they don't even do themselves.
Say that. Say that. Oh my God.
But yeah, so.
Yes. For me, I feel like we run our family childcare homes like centers. That's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah. And it has evolved so much over the years. I started at 23. So I didn't have the knowledge or the wisdom that I have now. And what I realized is that because I had my own children in daycare, it really helped me. But it's just a lot of things that God just gave me. I just know that he just gave me what I needed. But when I look at where I was 23 years ago, 14 years ago, 20 years ago, I have evolved, and it's a good thing. If you want to sustain in this business, you have to evolve. And when you know better, you do better. And when you come into wisdom, when you do these trainings, when you do, professional development, when you take these college courses, you get knowledge. And so you have to implement it. You want to apply it. Don't just be going just to say, I got a damn, I'm sorry. Just to say I got a certificate. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
Look, just to say I got a certificate. Like, no. Or you got these units. What you doing with it? We run our facilities like centers. And I know that all of y'all do. And Anise, of course, she has a center, but still, her family childcare was ran like a center too. It prepared her for where she was going. You agree? Y'all ladies agree?
I agree.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
this is what we're doing now. We have many preschools in our homes. Katrina, absolutely. Oh my God. You walk into Katrina's, I'm like, family engagement? I said, girl, your parents love you. I know. It's like, come on. Everything is there. The coffee, you got a coffee bar at the door. She got all kinds of stuff going on.
I love it.
But it's about parent engagement and connecting.
Correct.
So being that I said all of that about what I had to do and what I've been doing for you, what changes do you feel like you've made though? From the beginning when you started, like to now, to how have you evolved?
I believe I involved by teaching more preschool, getting the kids preparing them for kindergarten, getting them ready. Like Zakiya said, etiquette,
Yeah.
the manners.
Yeah.
Getting them the manners, teaching them manners. Yes, no, please, may I, can I? I've done a lot.
Yes.
On help raising these children.
Yes.
And, help guiding the parents along as well on what they can maybe do. Make
Say
changes
that.
and stuff.
Say that. That wasn't even on the schedule, but we're going to talk about that, y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Educating the parents.
Yes.
That's a big
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, because I'm older now, I see where a lot of the clients are younger now,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, they don't even have etiquette.
No.
They just want to drop and go, run and go, run and pick up. Like, that's just it. It's like, hey, good morning. How are you?
Right.
Yeah.
I hope you have an amazing day today. I'm with your child all day. You know how your child is?
Right.
Miss, I'm going to pray for you. Something. What y'all think? Zakiya, Anise, what you doing?
They just push them all along.
Right,
Okay,
I know, huh?
they're going to miss time. Yeah.
Right.
I totally love that. I love when my parents used to say, Missy, we love you, right? Because I couldn't do without you, right? Okay, bye, have a good day. Like that really kind of started my day off right. But I found myself having to slow my program down a lot because when I first started, I had these ideas of what it would look like. And then I realized that I would have to do all this making up that they're not getting at home. So I couldn't just jump to curriculum. I couldn't just jump to all the things I wanted to give them. And over time, I end up completely changing my program to meet them where they're at and just starting at very basic level of education until they were ready to advance.
Yes. Yeah. We definitely have had that conversation with what we're seeing now with our children. Everyone wants to put it on COVID. And I'm just not going for these are just the COVID babies. These are children that need more attention, more time. Society is just so quick.
Yes.
And you got to stop and take the time. Zakiya has 3 young children, and she's an amazing mom. I raised my children in daycare. Amazing mom. I need her. Amazing parents. You yourself, you have your grandchildren too. So it's like it can be done. You just got to stop
Right.
for a minute and be like, hey, you're not going to get these years back. You're not going to get this time back. Invest in your child. Invest in them as a person. Their personalities are developing. What they're doing at 1, they may not be doing at 2, or they may not be doing 3 months later. So you need to be there to help nurture them. It's not just a provider's job to nurture. Do y'all agree?
I agree.
Inez, can you
Yes.
can you tap in here? Woo.
Yes. So I felt like what I have changed over the years from when I first started was learning early on that it's not just about supervision. The parents are bringing their children to you, yes, because they have to go to work and, they need a safe space for them to be in during those 8 to 10 hours and whatnot. But it's more than just supervision because this is their foundation years. So that amount of time that they're spending with you is very critical. So just knowing that, because I have a education background, the things that I wanted to do within my family childcare facility were not outrageous. It was possible and it was needed, for our children, especially the children that I cared for, which came from the urban, community.
Yeah.
They needed that, very much so. So it was very much needed for me to give them what I was capable of giving. Like I said, I was educated. I had the background, education wise. I have, the trainings that they have to do, but I also had the experience being already working with children before I started, my journey in the childcare industry. So why am I not, giving that to these kids, and just see where it goes. And it went quickly. And then that's why I ended up having to expand, into a center-based facility because it was so much that I wanted to do with these kids. And I couldn't do it within my home. I mean, I could do most of it, but not the way that I, logically thought it out to be. So to its best potential. But definitely, being able to provide them with the right type of education and meeting the children where they are. Because that was one of my big things about me working in the school district of why I didn't want to do that or go that route, because you are not able to meet the child, where they are and help them to flourish from there. Is because in the school district, it's like they either get it or they don't, we're moving on. And, I hate that concept. And that was another reason why, I started, my own childcare facility as well. But yeah, definitely giving the children what they need, regardless of where you are. So just because you're in a family center, based in your home, don't think that you can't, like you said, run it like these big childcare centers and facilities out here.
Absolutely.
Because the best programs are actually in family childcare.
Yes.
Or started from there. So
absolutely.
Let's be clear.
For me, I feel like parents want what they don't have at home. Like they want us to provide what they don't have at home. And then we don't have the same resources that the schools have. Mm-hmm. Everything that we do comes out of our pockets. Unless you get a grant or a loan or, something like that. But it's out of our pockets. It's out of the tuition and the subsidy and the money that we're getting. And so you want us to, I'm going to say this, we're competing with that now with TK, Head Start, and Early Head Start. And I've always been somebody to invest in my business. So for me, that's not an issue because I don't have a problem investing in my business because my business is who I am. I am that. You know what I'm saying? It's a representation of me. But the parents really want us, like now we're required to do like assessments and different things like that I didn't do, 20, 30 years ago. Now, when they go to the doctor, even the doctor's like, so what are they doing? What's happening, at the daycare? What type of learning are they doing? And another thing too that society's pushing here is play-based curriculum. Mm-hmm. So I took a Teacher Tom course, and when I say play-based, I thought I was play-based until I took that course. So I'm play-based with a purpose, with some curriculum in there too. I can't just submit to one thing because I'm like, ooh, so no. We'll talk, that's a whole nother episode, right? But I just feel like parents expect so much from us and we give a lot. But now it's like the minute we get their child potty trained, okay, deuces.
Yeah.
I used to be in charge for potty training. That was my niche. I'm a potty train your child, right?
Yeah.
So that was what would set me apart from the other providers in the area. But now you want to rush and get them potty trained to put them in a setting that may have 25 other children, 24 other children where they're not going to thrive. Right. And so for us, in-home providers, we have to make sure that our facilities are representing what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We want parents to choose us because that 24-25 classroom may not fit this child. It may be too overstimulating. This child may just be lost, tucked in a corner somewhere, and nobody even pay attention or care. Whereas with us, it's a one-on-one thing. We not only nurture the whole child, we nurture every child individually. We may have curriculum, but then what we do is we'll create an individual curriculum for a specific child that may need something different. And we don't even realize we're doing it, but we are. We are awesome. And I know that. I have seen myself modify. I've seen you modify. I've seen you all modify for children in your care. Inee's the only green facility on the planet that I know of.
Right. Me too.
Like, Inee's, who else has a green facility that you know?
Not that I know of in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Oh, I'm serious. Like, not even in Cali. Like,
not that I know of.
Right. And just for you, that accolade right there is just, I love saying, hey, Inee's got a whole green facility. That's my girl. That's my sister. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what it took for you to get there, the changes, the challenges, you know, just to get that was something that you wanted to do. Something that I'm still trying to figure out what all it consists of. But I know she don't use no bleach. I know she don't do the, you know. Just a beautiful thing. But that sets you apart from the other centers in your area. Right?
Right. Yeah. Which is very important. And that's like the number one thing because you can't compete with free. And you also have to focus on the value versus the price. So you can't, as far like you have to kind of convince the parents that, listen, I know that they have these free programs here and I understand, you know, financial wise that this may look like a good thing for you. But think about it on the back end. You know, will your child get that extra, you know, help or attention that they need? You know, do you feel seen, you know, among the other parents? Do they have time to talk to you whenever you need to talk, not just during a parent conference during that set time throughout the year? You know, is it an open classroom where you can come and visit and see what we're doing in our class? You know, can you get the teacher on the phone if you have a family emergency or something, you know, life crisis that your family is going through? Like, hey, I'm going through a divorce right now, or hey, we had death in the family, you know, and that they'll understand why your child may be having a bad week or a bad day, you know, and they can console the child in a way that maybe them being in those other programs, they won't be able to see it. They'll just get pushed to the side, you know, or sent to the counselor's office or something like that. But definitely building strong, you know, relationships with the parents and breaking it down. So that's what I came to realization early on, that I had to break it down to my parents, because when they see, okay, this rate that you're charging, all they see is that dollar sign. Yes. But once I broke it down to them, like, look, this is what I'm offering to your children, and this is what I can guarantee that they're going to get out of my program if they are enrolled with me. And then I even breaking it down to the days, how many hours they're with me, to the meals they're getting, to the, you know, the nutritional meals that we're preparing for your child, the different activities we're doing, the different other organizations that are coming into our program that we're, you know, implementing into, you know, our curriculum as well, the different curriculums that we use, because I don't just use one curriculum like most, you know, facilities just use one. No, I use about 3 or 4. And, you know, just breaking it down. So once they see that, they're like, oh, wow, you know, like, okay, I get it. I understand, you know, the uniforms, like just all of that. So once you do that, I think that's where you'll kind of get that trust from the parents to, you know, like, you know what, maybe me paying this copay every week is not so bad, you know, and I know that my child is safe here and comfortable, and I know that they're going to get probably above what they're receiving at these other, you know, programs that they have these parents, you know, transferring to. So
absolutely. So we're gonna step into the second segment, and it's about social and emotional impact on our babies. Woo! Woo! We're seeing so much of this, and the California framework has even added a component to it on social and emotional learning for our children as well. It's a big deal.
Yes.
It's a big deal. These are not just tantrums anymore. These big feelings are something else. And something that I realized when I did the podcast with Shannon Estrin, mental health begins in the womb, because everything that the mother goes through is going into that baby.
Yes.
It's going into that child. And once that child gets here, let me back up. So if you have a mother that is going through trauma, that trauma is going into that baby. And then you wonder why you have children that come out and they're just screaming and they're crying, and this is just who they are. Oh gosh, what is it called when the child, it's not cluster crying, it's called purple crying or something like that, where a child just cries for no reason, same time every day, these things. But you never know what trauma this mother has been through that has gone into her child. And being pregnant should be the happiest time of a woman's life. It really should, where you're just one-on-one with God, because that's God. What you doing? You just carrying. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about the God factor, it's like, wow. And then this baby comes, it's like, you were in triple darkness, literally in triple darkness, eating, drinking, playing, not drowning in this fluid. You know, when you think about it, like, it's just so awesome and amazing to me. But once that child gets here, mental health begins at birth.
Yes.
That caregiving, that nurturing. I'm sorry, y'all. So many of our babies deal with traumatic stress. And it starts as soon as they get here. And so it's like trying to process that. When you get a phone call from someone saying, oh, my baby's 3 weeks old, I need care. Breaks my heart. How about y'all?
Yes.
That just takes me out. You got to go back to work at 3 weeks, and some do. And I'm not talking about somebody that has to, because you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
Yeah.
But just the thought of the nurturing that child needs, even at 3 months, like just the nurturing, the time, and making sure that child is getting everything that they need. Caring for infants is a lot of work. It's not just, oh, well, I hope they sleep. Well, you better make sure they wake up.
Yeah.
And that is the fear right there.
Lord have mercy.
Because SIDS is real. And I have parents who have come, well, he wants to sleep on his stomach. On his back. No, on his stomach. I'm sorry. He wants to sleep on his stomach. No, he got to sleep on his back over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he wants to have the pacifier and the keeper. He can have the pacifier, but he can't have the keeper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there are things that as providers, we have to know the regulations, because SIDS just happens. And we don't want it to happen on our watch.
No.
Am I right?
Absolutely. Right.
So we can't swaddle. There's no swaddling at daycare.
Nothing.
There's a disconnect between the hospital, home, and childcare.
Yes.
In the hospital, they swaddling them infants, swaddling. At home, they get home, they swaddle, they so cozy, they forget to breathe, and then what? They too tight. You don't know how tight you got them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you done rolled over on them at night because they're in the bed with you. Those horror stories. These things are real.
Yes.
So caring for an infant is so just precious. And the liability is really high. And you can't just think, oh, well, I got a new baby, just a baby, put the baby in. No, you have to be a constant caregiving provider. This baby is a
Yes.
24/7 job when they are in your care. Am
Yes.
I right?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And caregiving is curriculum.
Mhm.
A hold, a hug, a bounce.
Yes.
No propping a bottle. You know how many parents prop bottles? How many providers prop bottle? No. There's already a disconnect when the child can't be nursed when they're in our care, right?
Right.
So to give
Mhm.
them this bottle that has formula in it that may not even have breast milk,
Yeah.
I wasn't even supposed to go this deep into this. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's
Okay.
just, I really, really love the infants, and I really know and appreciate the God factor in all of this. And they're innocent and they need us 100%. And they're not just a number in my facility.
Right.
They cannot be just a number. It has to be intentional caregiving, intentional love. Katrina looking at me,
That's
don't
what they
cry.
want.
Katrina
That's
about
what
to
they
cry.
want.
Look.
No, because
No.
that's what that's what they need and they want. The nurturing, the caring, the holding. Yes, we know we have some crier. You know, we get the babies that cry and everything.
Yes.
However, you never know. They just maybe want to be loved on.
Yes.
And they just want to be loved on because they can't talk. We don't know their wants or their
No.
needs or
Right.
anything.
The-
So,
There are, I need, in your center, did you take infants or no?
Not at the center, at the family, of course, we did. Early on I did. I just had maybe like 2, but it was a lot just because the way my facility is set up, I don't have like a separate space for them. So I didn't feel comfortable. So after that, I didn't take any more. But I miss the infants. I do. But when I did, have care for them at my family facility, it was a lot of parents I would see come through my door that did suffer from postpartum. And, a part of that, when that does arise, is that they don't want to be affectionate towards their child. They don't want to hold them and feed them. They rather have them, sitting in the chair and just holding the bottle, or, like you said, propping them up, or, then they started coming out these mechanisms where you put the bottle through it, and it was like a donut thing, and it had
Yeah.
like beans. Yeah. Like they
I saw
started
that.
even, making it so that parents had a way to do it without actually engaging. And it is heartbreaking. Or like when you see a parent really struggling with that, giving that affection to their child. And, we're human. We all want, whether you're an infant to a elderly person, you want affection, you want touch. We have to have it to survive, actually, So it is very, heartbreaking when we realize or see that this generation does not understand the severity of how important it is to give that to your child. And even when they drop them off, a hug and a kiss saying, see you later, just reassurance, can go a long way, for a child throughout their day, because that's the last time they saw you. That's what they're going to remember. Like, well, my mom said she'll see me later. She's going to see me later, and I always tell the kids, and mommy says she's going to be back, right? And you're like, yeah, she did say that. Well, she's going to be back. She's not going to forget you,
Absolutely.
But they just have to take that quick second just to do. I know they're in a rush and stuff like that, but that quick moment will create, what the child needs for them to get through, their day. So it's very important, that interaction.
Z?
This memory just came to me. I never had infants in my care. I've cared for infants, but not in my home daycare.
Okay.
Yes. I felt like because I had 3 little kids, I need to stick to their age group. But the youngest I've had was like 1, and that's very close, like 1.5. That's there, right? And so it's always the first 2 weeks. They don't know you. They don't know us. They know mom, they know home, they know brother, sister, aunties. They don't know us. So they come into your home, and at first it's fun because they see all the toys. And then, like, when you do that interview, they don't want to leave because it's the toys and mommy's still there. But then it's their first day, you're dropping them off mommy's not here no more, and you're taking the toys from them, and you're saying it's nap time, and they're looking at you like, what are you talking about? You know? So I just remember one of my little babies, I had to hold him. I had to hold him because the first 2 days I had him, it wasn't working. Me just laying him down every 5 minutes. And I've learned not to talk to them, not to say anything, just
Yeah.
physically, maybe just physically presence. Like, don't say lay down or go to sleep, or I just keep patting him down, lay right down, lay right down. You know, that wasn't working. He needed a hug. He needed to trust me. He needed to feel love. And I had to do that for about a week or two. And then after that, I was fine. And I found myself doing that for some of my children during their first 2 weeks of enrollment. And at first, I'd be like, no, I can't. I can't hug everybody that comes here. I got this one is crying. I got to start cleaning and preparing, for nap time when nap time is over. But it got to a point where I was like, no, you do need to stop what you're doing and let this child know that they're okay. I'm going to take the second to be present and let you know you're okay. And that's what you get at family childcare. And it's the same thing at home. I've cut off a lot of social media recently just to be more present with my kids. I've realized that some of the things I was fighting, I don't have time for is because I was splitting up, so much of my time trying to handle social media and work and business. And that's what a lot of parents are facing. And that's why you're getting frustrated and you don't realize, why don't I take a moment to say goodnight? Or why don't I have a morning routine with my child? Like I started brushing my teeth with my kids. They're 9, 6, and 7. They've been independent for the last 9 years. I'm like, no, go in the bathroom, brush your teeth with them, because if you're yelling at them about how they're doing it, show them how it's done. So like little things like that, I realized to be more present is what I have to do, you know?
Yeah. These are teachable moments. These are time that you will not get back because time does not go backwards like that, Everything is always moving forward and quickly. And so I commend you for saying, hey, let me go brush my teeth with y'all. Because y'all need some help up in here. So let mommy come in here and show you how to do this. And I love that. And I'm sure that they love the fact that you're in the bathroom with them and all y'all brushing y'all teeth together. I know y'all done made up a song by now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then so for the whole thing, once the baby gained my trust, they can sleep on their back comfortably. And they're not fighting me to get up and roll around and be in their comfort zone. They will just fall asleep how you are teaching them to fall asleep safely.
Yes. And the parents don't even believe, they just go to sleep by themselves. Children understand early what is expected of them, real early. As infants, they do.
And not only that, because they see the other kids doing it too.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. I just feel like for me, it seems like we're just getting so far away from being hands-on parents. And I do have some parents that are hands-on, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, everything is just so quick. And I try to tell them, take time. What do you do on the weekends? How many of you have asked your children, what you do on the weekend? Nothing. You didn't go to a park?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't take a walk in your neighborhood? I'm big on nature, so it's taking them to the park, letting them play in the backyard. Just simple things sometimes. Getting some color wonder so you ain't got marker all over the place, and just sitting on the floor and playing with them. Playing games with them. Children need to get outside. They're at daycare all week, and then on the weekends they just in the house. No. Find some things to do with your children. So that's what I love about Quality Start LA here. They give ideas that we can give to the parents. So many free
resources. There's a lot of free, certain museums are free. The library, even some amusement parks.
Yeah.
Depending on the day. But the science center. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then, like you said, the nature out here in Long Beach, they got the El Dorado Park nature trail. They can do that free. Yeah. It's a lot of free.
So we definitely are educating the parents. And a lot of these things to me are helping with the mental health of our children.
Right.
And teaching the parents. So many parents are stressed out.
Yeah.
Well, he's just acting. He's acting this way because you're not giving him the attention that he needs. He's acting this way because you're not modeling a behavior that you would like for your child to have. And so PITC out here gives wonderful trainings. The California Teaching Pyramid gives wonderful trainings. Do you guys know of any trainings in your states, like to help providers, caregivers with how to deal with certain things, professional development?
Yeah. Yeah, we do in Pennsylvania as well. And we also just began implementing this curriculum that's geared towards just for social emotional behavior and development. It's called Second Step. Right now, they only have it for preschool age, but they are working on a curriculum for toddler age groups. And it was given to my program free. And we did like this cohort where they, came in and did like an assessment beforehand and asked like the teachers certain questions about the students and how they, behaved or reacted when certain things would occur. And then they came back and did an assessment after we implemented the curriculum for about 6 months. And then again at a year. To see the difference and see if it helped, which it did. So it basically like you could do it anytime throughout your day. It doesn't have to be like a set time or day, that you kind of do some of the things that they, are asking you to do, but it just shows you how you can use it throughout your day. It doesn't have to be just one time, with the way that you speak to the children, asking them questions about, their feelings and how they're feeling and, well, what would make you feel that way? Or what do you think we should do to help make that better or a different approach, and you'll be surprised how the children actually know. They'll come up with how, they can feel soothed or what can make them feel better behind whatever their reaction was to something. If it was a child, taking a toy or not wanting to share or not being a friend, or, they wanted something first, or just their day that they might have had at home, or how they felt in the morning when they were dropped off, things like that. And it comes with like puppets, so that you have like puppets, a boy and a girl that you named, like the class. It's like a whole class interactive thing. So they look forward to it. Yeah. And they give you like posters and all types of stuff that go along with it. So it's a great thing. I think it's a great curriculum to look into. Second Step is called.
Okay. We will absolutely check that out. I want Solomon to pull up in a few minutes. He's going to pull up Oriental Trading, the company Oriental Trading. They have some amazing social and emotional posters and things like that. My environment is just overwhelmed with social and emotional things, from puppets to sensory to tactile. I mean, it's like, that's what we do. Half of our day is dealing with social and emotional. And when you think about it, in a way, it's kind of sad, because you think about our babies are so little and they have, they're dealing with all this. But then the good part is that we're going to give them the skills. We're teaching them what they're going to need to be successful and succeed in life. Because how many adults do we know that need some help with their social and emotional, don't know how to control their big feelings as adults? So we're giving our babies these skills early. And, it's sad, but then, it's a happy thing for us too, because we're taking the trainings and we're learning these things. We're helping ourselves as well and understanding how their brain processes things. And so letting them work things out sometimes on their own, teaching a baby to self-soothe. There's nothing wrong with, showing love and all that, but there comes a time when you're going to have to learn how to self-soothe too. And there's nothing wrong with that. These are life skills. And our toddlers, I know in my facility, because we're outside most of the time. So by the time nap time comes, they know their mask, they know where they're going. They just fall down and go right to sleep. My new client was like, oh my God, they're sleeping? Yeah, and they knew where to go. I didn't guide anybody. Like, these children are so smart, right?
Yes.
But, it's just like the parents don't understand how intelligent their children are, I think, sometimes. They don't have to be coddled all the time. These children have billions of brain cells in their head, and they are using them on a daily basis. And just to sit and watch them Not overtake, not micromanage. You got it? Okay, so Solomon's gonna pull it up, you guys. I wanted you all just to see. Look at all. Can you type in social and emotional at the top? So, Oriental Trading has a lot of things, and they're affordable. A lot of us use it in the industry of what we're doing. Look at all of this stuff here. I have the posters and all of these things here. They have like Cozy Nook stuff. There's so much that they have as resources. And so check out orientaltrading.com and just go through it and see. And when you have like ideas for different themes and stuff like that, they have that too. But they absolutely have a lot of social and emotional things for the children. And my babies is so funny. The red is usually angry, right? So one of them, Chance will come and be like, I'm angry, and he'll grab it, right? And I'm looking at him like, or he'll go, he's sad. Just to see a 1-year-old do these things, it's like, so you understand when I say that Miss Tanya is, a little sad right now, because you just clunked her upside the head. So I'm sad too. And he's like, I said, I'm sad. And I hold him. And then they come and they give you hugs because we teach empathy.
Right.
Empathy and compassion is such a necessary skill. Go ahead, babe.
Yeah, I agree with that, because it's like if you're pretending and you're pretending that you're crying, they're going to come up and you have your hands on your face like that. They're going to come up to you, move your hand.
Yeah.
Or they might try to say, no cry. No cry.
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah. Oh.
Or they'll move your hand. Don't cry.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Or they'll pat you and they'll give you a kiss. And that's good. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. I love my babies.
No, absolutely.
My babies they're funny.
I'm a provider that will meet the needs before it needs to be met. I'm not one to wait for a child to cry and then be like, oh, let me go make this bottle. Girl, that bottle should have been made 10 minutes ago because you knew this baby was going to be like, hungry. We get to know our babies, right? And so I feel like if you meet the need before the cry comes, then they don't learn to cry for everything.
Right.
And so that's my thing, because I'm not one to deal with all the crying. We all listen. Yeah. You got to know your temperament. So I'm going to meet the need ahead of time. And one thing that I've always done too is, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but if I see the baby moving around or whatnot, and I know like, okay, they've been asleep a while, I don't have a problem picking that baby up and rubbing the back and rubbing the head and letting them wake up and see a smile. Opposed to them having to stand up, scream, holler, and then they like, where you at? It's like for them to wake up and see that smile, then they smile. These are things that are taught. This is social and emotional awareness during infancy. And it makes a difference. How y'all feel about that? Because Miss Tanya don't do the crying. Unnecessarily. I just can't. I'm like, what you crying
for? Right. I had to wake my little ones up on time from that. In my home, I have a long hallway where I like them to sleep because it's nice and dark there. I can close all the doors and there's no sunlight and they will fall asleep so fast. But if I, for any reason, let them oversleep and they wake up and don't see me, one baby would frantically wake up and just start crying because he doesn't see anybody. So I have to turn on the light and wake them up on time with the music, with hi, good afternoon. So they know you might not see me, but I'm here. If they wake up and it's dark in that hallway,
yeah,
like, what is this?
Right. And it's all about being present.
Yeah.
Being present at all times. And that's what we do in family childcare. I'm like, some of these babies are just not ready to go to TK and Head Start. It's just going to be different for them.
Because they're socially, emotionally not ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're just trying to just push them in. And with us, we're a smaller setting versus, like you said, they're getting ready to go into this whole big new environment.
Yes.
They're in the shock. They're in shock. And whoa, wait a minute. I'm not ready for this. They need to stay with us at least till they get ready to go to kinder. That's just me.
I've been that way.
That's just me.
I've been known for that, as well as you in your community. We get them ready. One thing that I do, and I don't know if you all do this or not, is I transition children in.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
Because we had that discussion. So I'm starting to do that now. Because at first I wasn't.
Yeah.
And It makes a big difference.
It does.
It's a difference.
And parents can make the sacrifice.
Right.
So for me, the first time you come is orientation with the parent, right? The second time you're going to come, if everything goes well with that, then you're going to come for an hour and you'll stay for about an hour. The third time, I'll be like, leave the baby with me for an hour or two, depending on how the child was like at the second visit. And then after that third visit, I'm like, okay, let me have them from 9 to 12. We'll see how that goes. It works for me because, as Akia said, we're strangers.
Yes.
You don't know me. I don't know you. And you're looking around all these faces like, who are y'all?
Right.
You don't know my home. You don't know my scent. You know what I'm saying? It's like children need to feel safe and comfortable. And with the parent dropping them off and saying, hey, I'm going to be back. I don't do that sneak off. Who does the sneak off? I don't do the sneak off. I want you to tell your child bye. I want them to know that you trust me and that they're going to come back. I want them to see that you don't know what their brains are processing, but I know that they do recognize that, right? Mm-hmm. So by the third time, I'm like, okay, we're good. And if they cry a little bit after that, it's okay. We're going to tend to them. But I don't want to add trauma to a child. I don't want a child to go through like severe anxiety. If I have a child that's screaming to the top of their lungs and they left one daycare on Friday and came to me on Monday, absolutely not. I don't do that. Do y'all do that? You can't leave a daycare on Friday and come to me on Monday. No. So many parents now are taking their children from, say, their last day is with us on Friday, and then on Monday they going to school. Well, did they get a break? Did they get to transition? How do y'all feel about that? I just think that's so wrong.
At least to go visit.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever transitioned, but I definitely saw where it was needed.
Yeah.
I just didn't know to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, the parents have work on Monday. Yep. They roll. I got to take them. That's how I always treated it. But I saw the children that were okay. And then I saw the children that needed exactly what you offered, that transition period.
Yeah.
And they do get over it eventually. Yeah. They will be okay. But you do go through unnecessary stress. You and the child both do suffer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I have been transitioning since forever, I believe, because I learned early on that because I'm not one for the crying. So I'm like, okay, I knew my tolerance. And also then to see a child just like in that much distress, it just broke my heart. And I'm like, no. So if a parent comes to me, I'm like, this is my policy. This is how I do things. And either you go with it or you find somebody around the corner. I can't help you, but I'm not going to have your child screaming and hollering all day at all. I can't do that. And now that we see the effects of trauma on our babies, our children, because we never know what their home life is like. A lot of times we are the safe haven. And so they look forward to that love, that nurturing. And, when they don't want to go home, you're like, why are you, my baby right now, Lana, she don't want to go home. I was gone for 3 weeks on vacation. She see her mom and she's like, I don't want to go home. And it's just a beautiful thing because her mom was like, I just love that she does, she sees me. She's like, I want to stay with Tata. It's just a beautiful thing. And I know we all have experienced that, at some point in time within our careers. We got a lot of years with, between us all. So let me ask you all this. We've talked about social and emotional for the children, but what do you do for yourself?
As far as?
Your social and emotional, your wellness, besides getting your hair done, getting your nails done, Inez, right?
Therapy.
Listen, like besides just those basic things that we are going to do anyway, to me, that's not self-care. That's just something I'm going to do. Because if we don't feel good, we don't look good, we don't feel good. So what do you do for yourself, for your own mental health? Because dealing with the children and their parents, it takes a toll on our mental health too.
Yes.
Whether we want to admit it or not, it does.
Yes. Definitely therapy and having mindful moments throughout the day. Like check-ins with yourself,
Yeah.
Check in with yourself. Yeah. How am I feeling? How does this make me feel? What did I do today that I could have done? Like I do that daily 2 times a day. So in the morning, when I wake up, I set my expectations on what I would like my day to look like. And then at the end of the night, before, going to bed, after I've taken my shower, I've wind down, then I'll go over that and I'll come back and say, well, what did I do that I could have changed? Or what happened today that maybe if I did something else, this wouldn't have happened? Or how could I have handled that? Either if it's in my business, something personal, with my child, just anything, but just having those daily, tap-ins. And like I said, therapy, because it's never not, a good time to be in therapy. You don't have to wait till something's going wrong in your life to be in therapy. I think everybody should be in therapy, and it should be ongoing. It's a lifestyle. For me, therapy is a lifestyle. So yeah.
I love that. I really, really love that. It's a lifestyle.
It is.
It doesn't have to be when something is going wrong.
No.
It could be when everything is going right.
Because it prevents it. It helps you prevent it. It helps you to tap in and unwind it and set those tools, like those tools that we want to give for the kids. It also helps you with yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay, how can I break this down? How can I digress from this? What can I do to step back, before I react, and things like that. So yes, therapy has saved my life.
Awesome.
And also too, for therapy, when you tell people, oh yeah, I do therapy, that don't mean you're crazy.
Right.
It just means that, you just need something.
Yes.
Have your own outlet because you may not be
if
able
I don't,
to share.
I will be crazy.
Yeah, you may not be able to share things with somebody else without them passing judgment. So,
right.
But yeah, I like that, Inez. I really do.
Good.
Yes.
That's really good in that lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Yes,
you need to
is.
put that on a shirt or something.
Yes.
It's a lifestyle.
Yes.
It's
like for real.
Yes.
You just said a whole it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
Absolutely. Therapy is a lifestyle. Inez said it. Don't be trying to take it. We're gonna trademark it. It's gonna be what it is.
Right.
Zakia?
You know what? I've just been working on finding my sweet spot, and it took me so long to do that because when you have little children or even big, children are children. You have children, you have your business, you just feel very limited and restrained, and you can read all the books, you can get all the advice, but sometimes you just feel like your hands are tied when it comes to your own personal time. You just feel like, how am I going to squeeze in that? So lately, I just know every 3 weeks, I need a date. Whether it's me, my husband, whether it's me or myself, or me or my sisters, or whatever. I just, like every 3 weeks, I start itching. I'm like, oh. And then when I go out and I have 24 hours without my kids, without business, I feel refreshed. And then I can go another 3 weeks before I feel like, why am I going crazy? So that's what's been working for me. Like, I know when it's time to stop, when it's time to not see my kids for a while.
Yeah.
And because a lot of things are hard. And I think that's what providers are struggling with. Like, they hear close the daycare, they hear take the self-care days, but so many things make there's so many more reasons telling providers not to close or not so many fears, I guess. Like you always mention, families leaving because you want to take a self-care day, or people like, do I have to pay you because you want to be closed? Or so it scares a lot of providers, but I'm working within my restraints, and I'm like, every 3 weeks, I don't care. I need that time.
Absolutely.
And it's like a vacation. It's like your self-care days. It's just like reset, my reset day.
Yeah.
But I need to get to therapy. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your insurance will pay for it.
Yes.
I'm learning that.
Yes. No, absolutely. I really, really like that too. I think for me, it's spending quality time with myself. It's definitely taking time. I love the ocean. I can't swim, but I love to go by the water. So it's something about the water. And I love to go and I can just be by myself and just process my thoughts. And for me, meditation is prayer. A lot of people have vision boards. My vision board lives in my head. And for me, my meditation is prayer as well. And then gratitude. Showing Allah, God, gratitude. That right there. And I love gospel music. So I'm on Kiara Shear's Rain, and I'm on Tasha Cobb and John Legend's Church right now. Like, I just love just to praise. I really, really do. And then I love my oldies and stuff too. But just really, showing gratitude to God means so much. So much. And when you have gratitude, He'll fill you with happiness and joy. And just waking up every day. That's just gratitude. Being able to see, I was thinking of Inez. Inez did a post on social media where she was with her best friend, and they were like at the site where her new home is being built. And they were just like in the earth and everything. It was everything to me. Like gratitude and being happy for others.
Let's go.
Being happy for others. When I was able to go to, finally, I went to New Jersey this summer on vacation, and I got to go visit Zakiya and her family. It was just the best thing since sliced bread. It was so much fun, just to go and, physically be there with someone that you love so much and that supports you. And then you get to meet the whole family in person. Like, we literally are family.
Get real hugs.
We all have met on social media. We all have met on social media, and we've all just become really close friends. And I love that. Another thing that providers need to understand is that if you put it in your contract and the parents sign it, that's it. I took 3 weeks vacation. It was in there. 1 week was paid. The other 2 were not. I did not care. I needed my time. Right. And so my clients knew I was going to be gone for 3 weeks. We're not even discussing it. If you need a referral, I'll give it to you. I'm not discussing why I'm going, where I'm going, no, I'm going. And they all came back. Mm-hmm. Everybody was there. Happy, throwing them in the door. But everybody came back. And so even when I was in New York, one of the providers that was there, they went to the Hamptons. They came to the meet and greet, and she was like, me and my husband, we going to the Hamptons. They were on vacation for weeks. You have to take time just for yourself. Even if you do a staycation and you don't go nowhere, mentally, if you're in your home, you need to be able to get up and just do what you need to do around the house. Just do nothing. Mm-hmm. But what we don't realize that we're constantly cleaning, we're constantly cooking, it's a lot that we're doing that we don't think about, because it's just our routine. Right. But we need that mental break. Katrina and I hooked up on vacation in Palm Desert. Our families got to meet each other. And that was just a beautiful thing. No stress, no work, no nothing. Inez has made the boldest move on the planet right now. The boldest move. She's like, this is what I want to do. Yes. And she's doing it. I'm just, you all are so inspiring to me. And Zakiya, boldest move. She says, I need time. My family needs time. It's been almost a year.
Yes.
Do you want to share your amazing opportunity that you just got, or no?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So Zakiya, tell the story about how you stopped and now what's happening.
Yes, I closed Color Me Happy in October. Okay. Of 2024, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. I really needed to, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I needed to. I didn't really think about financially, but I just needed to. And alhamdulillah, thank God I was able to, because we made it through this year. It was meant to be. My kids needed it. I needed it. So I'm sitting idle trying to figure out what is next, because the daycare center is on my mind. Mm-hmm. My passion, real estate, interior design is on my mind. So many things are on my mind. And I'm like, what do I want to do? But I need to do something, because I can't sit around here idle anymore. So my children's principal has been trying to recruit me for some time. It's like, Ms. Baez, we would love to have you here whenever you're ready. And last year I said, no, I'm okay. The year before that, no, thank you so much, I'm okay. This year I was like, why not? So it was just a light start, but I will be teaching, substituting at my children's school. So I'm just so thankful for this blessing because I'm like, I get to be with them still.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Listen.
Congratulations.
I get to
I
be
am
there
so
and
excited.
still follow
Yeah.
a big passion. So they're going to have me with the 3K class. And so I'm transitioning from family childcare into the school system. But this year will just really help me see what are the differences, because we have some huge differences, and just help me answer some questions about where do I want to go in life? Like, do I want to open up a center?
Yeah.
Do I want to go, But I'm just happy to be back in the classroom again and working with children again, because I've been in so many places in the last year and I keep finding myself with children.
Yes. Listen, I love it.
Someone's kids. And
Oh
I'm like,
my.
what'd you do? Well, can you watch them get clothes? No, I can't, but
Yeah. Oh, listen, we got to wrap this up. We didn't even get to the questions. So from other providers, but what we will do is I'll send you all have the questions, and I would just like for y'all to do a video and post it on social media. The questions and then the answers. So if you all could do that, we'll talk about it. But the questions will get answered. We just had a wonderful, amazing time. Our time is up today. Next month, inshallah, God willing, we will do another provider lounge. This has truly been amazing. I love all of you. Thank you so much for your input, for your time, for your expertise, for your love. And I'm just so proud of all of you. I just want you to know how proud I am of y'all. And I was only crying because of the menopause. It's the menopause that keeps me crying. So that's what I want y'all to know, right? I love y'all. It's the Daycare Chronicles 101 podcast with my Provider Lounge family. We love you. And until next time.
I love y'all.
Love you too. Take care.